Listen up, family. How many times have you let somebody's words throw your whole day off track? How many times have you let another soul's darkness dim your light? How many nights have you laid down mad, replaying the same mess in your head, wishing you'd clap back different, wishing they'd honored you better? Let me drop some truth on you. Your peace belongs to you. Your joy is your birthright. And ain't nobody got the authority to snatch that from you unless you hand it over. The Lord says in John 16:33, "In this world you will have trouble. But take heart. I have overcome the world." People are going to test you. They're going to disrespect you. They're going to poke at your spirit. That's just the way it is down here. You can't control their actions, but you can decide what you let sink into your soul. So today, I'm going to walk you through how to move through this life untouchable, how to carry so much strength, so much of God's peace, that no devil, no hater, no storm can break you. Most folks out here think feelings just hit them like rain out to nowhere, wild, untamed, unavoidable. But nah, that ain't it. Emotions ain't some hurricane you can't steer. They're choices you make, reactions you can shape with God's help. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Think on that. Ever seen two people face the same trial? One loses it, the other stands firm. Somebody cuts you off on the road, one cusses the air blue, the other keeps rolling unbothered. It ain't about what happened, it's about who's holding the reins inside. The second you grab hold of that truth that you're the one steering how you feel, you tap into a power most never touch. You stop dancing to the world's chaos and you start walking in the calm of the Lord's order. When somebody comes at you sideways, your gut might scream to fire back, to shield your pride, to let them know you ain't the one. But hold up, pause, and breathe. What's that going to get you? What's the prize in that fight? Most times when you let your emotions run wild, you're just feeding them what they crave, your time, your spirit, your peace. They walk off grinning, knowing they rattled you, while you're stuck hauling that anger like a bag of bricks. You want to give that power away? Every time you snap in rage, you're tossing your feelings into their hands. That ain't strength, fam. That's not the might God gave you. That's weakness dressed up as courage. True strength is in holding back. It's in knowing the bait's dangling there, but you ain't got a bite. Picture this. Somebody's in your face, throwing shade, poking at your soul, waiting for you to crack. Now see yourself looking them dead in the eye, not a flinch, maybe a little smile, and walking away. You know how much power that takes. How it burns them up when you don't play their game. It's like a fire with no wood, gone in a flash. That's self-control blessed by God. That's power rooted in His grace. It ain't about stuffing your feelings down or faking like it don't sting. It's about knowing through faith that that's how you answer. Proverbs 16:32 says, "Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city." That's the word right there. There's an old saying, "He who angers you controls you." If some fool can get you hot just by running their mouth or stepping on your toes, who's really running the show? Not you, it's them. They're puppeteering your heart, hijacking your peace. And the kicker, they don't even lose sleep over it. They're out here resting easy while you're wrestling demons in your mind, replaying the scene, letting it eat at you maybe for days, weeks even. You're worth more than that. You're a child of God, destined for His peace. Decide today, right now, that no one's words, no one's mess, no one's disrespect will ever pull you off your throne again. This ain't about sitting back weak. It ain't about letting folks trample you. It's about knowing your spirit is holy ground. Imagine you got $1,000 in your pocket and some stranger rolls up demanding half just cause they feel like it. You handing it over? Now you'd guard what's yours. So why are you letting anybody snatch your peace, your joy, your God-given calm? Every time you let their negativity drag you down, you're giving away a piece of your soul. And trust me, most of these folks stirring drama, they ain't worth a dime of your energy. Their opinions don't write your story. Their bitterness ain't your load to carry. Their chaos, that's their cross, not yours, cause Jesus said in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. The ones who master their hearts, they're the ones who win at life. They stay locked in when the world's spinning wild. They choose wisdom while others chase impulse. Look at the giants, leaders, legends. You don't catch them sweating the small stuff. They ain't got time to waste. They know every minute spent on darkness is a minute stolen from God's purpose. If you're aiming for your highest calling, you got to think like that too. Stop handing out pieces of your soul to folks who ain't earned a seat at your table. Not every jab deserves your swing. Not every slight deserves your fire. Guard your spirit like it's gold, cause it is blessed by the Almighty. Here's something to hold on to. Your emotions are yours alone, signed by God's hand. You choose how you feel. You pick what's worth your fight. You decide if the world's noise gets to drown out your inner peace. That's freedom straight from heaven. That's control guided by the Spirit. And the beauty of it, it gets smoother the more you walk in it. The more you lean on the Lord, to pause before you pop off, to pray before you speak, to reflect before you rage, it turns into second nature. It's a muscle, work it, and it grows strong. One day you'll look back and see the stuff that used to trip you up, the people who used to rattle you, the moments that used to rob your joy. They don't hold sway no more. You took that power back with God's strength. If you want real change in your life, start right here. Start by owning yourself with the Lord as your rock. Start by saying no to anything that shakes your peace. When you rule your emotions, you shape your tomorrow. You set the tone for how you step through this world. And you show everybody by how you carry yourself, by how you shine, that you ain't easily moved. That's what makes you untouchable. That's what makes you mighty. That's what sets you apart. Cause got a plan for you. Jeremiah 29:11. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. So from this moment on, make this vow: I control my emotions, I control my energy, and no one, no matter who they are or what they throw my way, will ever strip that power from me again. Folks think power's in being loud and shouting your piece, in making sure the room knows your pain. But let me break it down for you. Real power, the kind God blesses, it's in quiet. It's in holding your tongue when the world's begging you to snap. It's in knowing not every fight's worth your armor, not every insult needs your sword, and not every fool's worth your breath. Silence ain't weakness. Silence ain't surrender. Silence is the ultimate flex of self-control, backed by the Lord's wisdom. It shows you're so rooted in who you are, so anchored in God's love, that you don't need to justify, scrap, or squabble. You let your walk, your vibe, your victories preach for you. The Bible says in James 1:19, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. The real dangerous ones out here, they're the quiet ones, the ones who don't blink, don't buckle. Don't let feelings run their race. They're the ones you can't read, cause when you're still, you're a mystery. And mystery, that's power, fam. If folks can always push your buttons, if they know just how to get you going, they've got you on a leash. They're pulling strings like you're their marionette. But when you step into silence, when you rest in God's stillness, they're left guessing. They don't know if you're mad, cool, or plotting your next blessing. That unknown, that's where your strength lies. Think back to the last time somebody tried to drag you into their mess, tried to spark a war in your spirit. Now picture this: instead of jumping in, instead of sinking to their level, you hit them with a look, a grin, and a stride away. You know how that messes with a drama chaser's head. It shuts him down. They need your heat to keep their fire going. Give him nothing, not a word, not a vibe, not a hint they got to you, and you've stripped their game bare. You keep your power, blessed by the Most High. Silence is the greatest response to nonsense. In a world where everybody's yelling, scrapping, proving points, the one who stays calm holds the crown. Words turn cheap when they're flung around reckless. Everybody's talking, but who's hearing? Everybody's fighting, but who's winning? When you pick silence over petty back and forth, you rise above. You show your energy's too sacred to waste on dead-end noise. You prove you're playing on a higher field, one of control, one of faith, one of restraint. And that's what marks you different, cause God's called you to be set apart. There's a time to speak, sure, but there's a time to hold back too. Not every thought needs air. Not every feeling needs a stage. Some of history's biggest moves came quiet, a glance, a breath, a step back from the fray. The world's been shaped by voices, yeah, but also by those who knew when to hush. Sometimes the smartest play you got is saying nothing, cause silence makes folks think. It makes them wonder. It makes them wrestle with their own noise instead of leaning on yours. Proverbs 17:28 says, "Even fools are thought wise if they keep silent." That's real. The loudmouths, the ones always popping off, never stopping to reflect, they're the easy ones to sway. Their emotions own them. Their need to be heard keeps him predictable. But the one who stays quiet, the one who don't flinch, that's the one you watch out for. That's the one you can't figure out. That's the one holding the edge every time. While they're out here yapping, you're watching. While they're arguing, you're praying. While they're stuck in the moment, you're seeing 5 moves ahead. That's what makes you powerful, fam. God's gift of stillness. Silence is power. Learn to walk away. Silence is discipline. It takes guts to zip it when you know you could win the argument. It takes grit to turn away when somebody's begging for a fight. But every time you choose silence over a reaction, you're proving to yourself and to God that you're in charge. You ain't ruled by the flesh. You ain't owned by your feelings. You move on His terms. And let me tell you, there's no better edge in this life than that. When you can master yourself, ain't no man, no devil, no trial that can master you. That's freedom most never taste. But if you lean into God's silence, you'll claim it. The biggest wins come quiet. The strongest folks don't broadcast every thought, every plan, every hurt. They step light. They let folks guess. They let their faith, their hustle, their breakthroughs do the shouting. That's your playbook. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't count. Stop scrapping with folks who don't get it. Stop burning energy on souls who don't deserve your shine. Let your silence preach. Let your discipline testify. Let your presence, God's presence in you, be enough. So next time somebody disrespects you, next time they try to hook you into anger, next time they expect you to break, don't. Just be still. Just smile. Just walk away. Cause in that moment, you've already won. And when you make silence your strength, ain't nothing anybody can do to shake you. The Lord's got you. Psalm 23:4. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. People gonna hit you with their mess. They'll sling their opinions, their jabs, their baggage, their frustrations right at you. Some do it on purpose, trying to knock you down. Others will do it blind, dumping their junk cause they ain't cleaned their own house. But wherever it's coming from, you've got a call to make. You're gonna soak it up, let it fester in your mind, let it twist how you see yourself. Or you're gonna see it for what it is, their mess, not yours, and let it roll past you like a breeze. The ones who stay steady, who don't crack under the weight, they've got one secret. They don't take it personal. They see where it's coming from, but they don't drink it in. Somebody throws shade your way, your first move might be to clap back, to guard your name, to feel the sting. But step back a sec. Ask yourself, what's fueling this? 9 times out of 10, it ain't even about you. It's their struggle, their pain, their doubt talking. Folks at peace with God, folks full of His joy, they don't go picking fights. They don't need to. Only the wounded try to wound. Only the shaky try to shake you. Ephesians 4:31-32 says, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you." When you get that, their words lose their grip. You stop hauling around feelings that ain't yours to carry. Picture this. Somebody walks up, hands you a sack of trash. You got 2 plays, take it. Lug it around all day, let it stink up your spirit, or look at it. Clock it for what it is. and say, nah, that's yours. That's how negativity rolls. When somebody drops their anger, their bitterness, their hurt on you, you don't got to pick it up. You can see it, feel for him, but you don't let it stick to you. That's your choice, blessed by God's discernment. One of the greatest gifts you can grow in this life is letting go, not cutting off love, but shaking loose from their poison. It ain't about being cold. It ain't about not caring. It's about refusing to be a sponge for somebody else's toxins. You don't let their storm cloud your sky, because if you let every sharp word, every argument, every low vibe hit you, you'll never find rest. You'll be a slave to their feelings, and that ain't living, that's handing over your power. And your power, it's too holy, too God-given to give up that easy. When somebody comes with criticism, don't just sting or strike. Think, is this truth I can grow from, or is it their mess spilling out? Is it building me up or just tearing me down? If it's real, take the lesson and leave the rest. But if it's just noise, why let it rent space in your head? Why let their take on you rewrite God's truth about you? Not everybody talking deserves your ear, and not every opinion deserves your heart. Some stuff's meant to be ignored, brushed off like dust off your shoulder. Think of a mountain. Storms roll in, winds howl, rain beats down, but that mountain don't budge. It don't sway. It stands tall. Be that mountain. Let their storms, their moods, their venom slide right by you. 'Cause you ain't here to carry their load. You ain't here to fix their pain. You can pray for him, see their hurt, but you don't make it yours. That's the freedom God gives you in his understanding. The ones drowning in stress, anger, worry, they're the ones soaking up everything. They let other folks' words weigh them down. They let darkness creep into their soul. They carry crosses that ain't theirs. And over time, it breaks them. But the ones who see without swallowing may glide through lighter. They don't drag old grudges, petty fights, empty drama. They pick peace every time, 'cause that's what God calls us to. And that's what makes them unstoppable. This ain't about shutting out the world. It ain't about going numb. It's about choosing wise. You learn what's worth your fire and what ain't. Some words, some lessons, some critiques, they'll sharpen you. But anything born of envy, fear, or hate, that ain't yours to hold. Understand, don't absorb negativity. Let it pass. Let it go. Let it slide off you like rain off a roof. 'Cause the second you stop soaking up their mess, the second you stop letting their darkness paint your world, you become untouchable. You become free in God's grace. So next time somebody tries to drag you low, don't bite, just watch. See their hurt, their frustration, their brokenness, but don't claim it. Their negativity's theirs, not yours. You're here to rise. You're here to heal. You're here to guard your spirit with everything you got. 'Cause once you master that, ain't no force, no soul that can break you again. The Lord's your shield, Psalm 28:7. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and he helps me. Your peace is your power. It's the rock of your clarity, your focus, your strength. Lose it, and you're open, shaky, scattered, controlled by the wind. But when you shield your peace, when you hold it tight like the treasure God made it, nothing can touch you. No person, no storm, no hate can crack what you've built with him. Peace ain't handed out, it's forged. It's defended. And if you don't fight for it, this world will rip it from you daily. Every day, folks will come at you. They'll try to pull you into their mess, their stress, their fights. They'll drag you into battles that don't mean a thing, wars that sap your soul. But you've got a choice: jump in or step back, take it on or let it roll, waste your fight or rise higher. That call's yours, 'cause God gave you free will. It ain't personal, it's just how they move. Somebody always mad, always negative, always itching for a scrap they can't stand your calm. Your peace bugs them. It shines a light on what they're missing. And instead of fixing their own heart, they'll try to break yours. They'll toss shade, hoping you'll bite. They'll test you, praying you'll fold. But the moment you bite, The moment you step into their ring, they've won. They've snatched a piece of your peace. And if you let too many do that, you'll wake up empty. That's why you gotta guard your peace like it's sacred cause it is. Treat it like a gift from God, not up for grabs, not open to every hand reaching. Not everybody gets a pass to your spirit. Not every talk deserves your voice. Not every fight deserves your fight. The more you play with negativity, the more it sticks to you. The more you let their problems pull you in, the more you lose yourself. For what? To prove something. To flex on somebody who don't even matter. To win a round that gets you nowhere. That ain't power, that's waste. Real power is in knowing when to walk away. Real strength's in seeing what's worth your soul, guided by God's light. Picture yourself a king or queen on your throne. Outside, the crowd's wild yelling, scrapping, begging you to step down and mix it up. Some call your name, demanding you answer. Others throw dirt, trying to spark you. You could leave that throne, wade into the mud, and slug it out, but then you're down there with them, off your seat of power. Or you could sit steady, unmoved, unshaken, refusing to play. Cause a ruler don't brawl with the rabble. A king don't justify himself to every loudmouth. A queen don't let the racket outside her walls rule her peace inside. That's how you got alive. You don't drop down to meet the noise, you rise above it, seated with God. Protecting your peace means saying no to pointless drama, no to toxic tongues, no to folks who drain you instead of lift you. It's picking who gets your time, your energy, your heart. Not everybody's earned a spot in your spirit. Not every problem's worth your care. You've got to be deliberate about what you let in. Everything you touch, everything you tangle with, it either feeds your peace or steals it. If it ain't growing you, if it ain't lifting you, it don't belong in your world. Let it go. Step back. Move quiet. Guard what God gave you. Here's the deal, people gonna talk. They'll misread you. They'll judge you. They'll build their own version of you in their heads. And you know what? Let them. Their take on you ain't your burden. Their words don't write your truth. Second you start chasing their approval, you lose yourself in your peace. You can't serve God in the crowd. You've got to pick peace or praise, clarity or clutter, power or petness. That's your call. And the day you stop explaining, stop proving, stop pouring your energy into stuff that don't count, that's the day you become untouchable. That's the day you walk free in His grace. This ain't about ducking life. It ain't about pretending trouble don't exist. It's about moving smart. It's about picking your fights with God's wisdom. Not every battle's worth your blood. Not every moment needs you in it. Some things sort themselves out. Some things, no matter how loud you yell, won't shift. That's discernment, knowing what's worth your fire and what ain't. That's peace, locking in on what matters and dropping the rest, trusting God's got the rest in His hands. The biggest threat to your peace is clinging to people, to opinions, to moments that don't serve you no more. The tighter you hold, the more they own you. The key's in letting loose, not from love, not from passion, not from purpose, but from stress that ain't yours, fights that ain't worthy, negativity that ain't God's. You've got to be ready to walk from anything shaking your spirit, no matter how deep the roots, no matter how loud it calls. The more you cut loose from what don't fit, the lighter you step. And the lighter you step, the freer you are to chase what counts, your growth, your calling, your joy in Him. Protect your peace at all costs. So guard your peace. Protect it like your life's on the line, cause in a way it is. Your peace is your anchor. It's your steady ground. It's what lets you glide through this life with clarity, with confidence, with God's control. And once you master keeping it, once you learn to drop what don't lift you, you step into a power most never touch. Cause a soul at peace. A soul unmoved by the world's mess. A soul steady in God's storm, that soul's unstoppable, blessed by His hand. Distractions are everywhere, fam. Every day this world's tossing something your way, something to yank you off your path, something to make you question your worth, something to test your grit. Could be folks' negativity. Could be doubt sneaking into your head. Could be the pull of easy and lazy. But if you let those distractions win, if you let them pull you from God's plan, you'll look up one day and see you've burned time you can't get back. And hear me, time's the one thing you can't afford to lose. Once it's gone, it's gone. That's why locking in on your purpose ain't just nice, it's everything. 'Cause God's got a clock on your calling. Most don't fall 'cause they ain't gifted. They don't stumble 'cause they can't do it. They crash 'cause they lose sight. They start out blazing, full of fire and vision. But then the voices creep in. The setbacks hit. The fear whispers, maybe you ain't enough, maybe you should quit, maybe the easy road's the play. And next thing you know, their dreams are just echoes, thoughts they had, goals they set, but nothing they claimed. Why? 'Cause they let distraction rob their destiny. But that ain't your story, not if you choose different. You don't gotta live with what if. You don't gotta look back wishing you'd held the line. You can decide right now to lock in, tune out the noise, and give everything to the purpose God planted in you. Your calling ain't for everybody to get. Not everybody's gonna cheer you on. Not everybody's gonna see what He showed you. And that's fine. It wasn't given to them, it was given to you. Too many waste breath trying to sell their dreams to folks who will never buy, burning energy on doubters instead of building with believers. Let me put it plain. Your win is your witness. When you rise, when you conquer, when you make it, that's your sermon. So quit chasing claps, quit begging for nods, stay locked on your purpose and let your life preach. Discipline's the root of focus. Feelings come and go, some days you're untouchable. Others you're beat, uninspired, ready to fold. But the ones who make it, they show up anyway. They grind when they don't wanna. They push when it's tough. They lean on why God called M and refuse to let fleeting vibes steer their forever path. You can't bank on feeling good. You can't wait for the mood to hit. You've got to build the muscle to stay true no matter what's in your gut. Feelings fade, but your purpose? That's eternal, straight from Him. Roadblocks will come. Loss will hit. Times will shake you to your core. That's the walk. Every soul who's touched greatness has tasted defeat. Every winner's fallen. But they didn't let the fall maim them. They didn't let walls stop them. They turned every stumble into a springboard. 'Cause God turns ashes to beauty. Isaiah 61:3. That's your move. When it don't go right, don't freeze, don't quit. Don't doubt His plan. Pivot, learn, grow, but never lose sight. The only real loss is giving up. Keep moving, keep trusting you're still in the fight. Folks will try to derail you. Some will do it cold, hating your shine 'cause it shows their shade. Others will do it soft, pulling you into nonsense drama, opinions that don't build a thing. And the biggest trap, your own head play games, fear. In second guessing, they'll re-sing, guessing they're ready, you can't. You should wait. That's a lie from the pit. You're ready 'cause God called you. You're able 'cause He's with you. And you ain't got time to stall while you're pausing, somebody's running. Stay sharp. Stay hungry. Stay in it. Don't chase every win, master your lane. Too many spread thin, juggling too much, pleasing too many, grabbing every shiny thing. But real victories in focus, owning your craft, pouring all you've got into what God marked for you. Winners don't dabble everywhere, they go deep where it counts. They don't scatter, they commit and conquer. That's your mindset. Don't be all over, be all in. Be relentless. Be obsessed with His call. Your purpose is on you. Ain't nobody gonna drag you to it. Ain't nobody gonna wake you up and make you chase it. Ain't nobody handing you the crown. You want it. Go get it. Put in the work when the room's empty. Stay faithful when the stands are quiet. 'Cause at the end, it's your life, your future, your God-given shot. What you do with it, that's all you. Stay focused on your purpose. So ask yourself, how bad do you want it? You ready to sacrifice? You ready to shut out the noise? You ready to lock in no matter what? 'Cause if you are, ain't nothing that can block you. There's greatness in you, planted by God for His glory. But it only blooms if you stay true. if you don't let this world sway you, if you don't let distractions pull you off, if you refuse to settle for less than his best. So get serious. Get disciplined. Don't stop till you hit the peak he made you for. The only way you lose is if you quit. Clinging to pain, to anger, to old wounds, it's like hauling a boulder on your back while you're trying to run God's race. You can't hit your stride. You can't climb his heights. You can't step into all he's got for you. That weight's slowing you, sapping you, chaining you to a yesterday that don't serve his plan. But the minute you drop it, the minute you release what's dragging you down, that's when you break free. That's when you walk into the power God's been holding for you. Letting go ain't weakness, it's strength in him. It's picking his peace over your pride. It's refusing to let yesterday's hurt steal today's blessing. Too many grip tight to stuff that's done a grudge, a slip up, a broken tie, a fall that loops in their mind. And they wonder why they're worn out, why they can't step forward, why they're stuck spinning in frustration. But it ain't life holding him, it's them holding on. Clinging to what broke, to who cut him in, to what they thought they'd earned. And as long as they clutch it, they ain't free. You can't grab God's new mercy with fists full of old mess. Lamentations 3:22-23, his mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. You can't reach tomorrow if you're locked on yesterday. Get this, life don't wait. It don't freeze for you to stew on what went down. It don't stop for you to replay the pain. Time rolls on with or without you. And the longer you hug what's dead, the more you rob your now, the more you cheat your present. And the tragedy, some spend their whole lives caged in what was, missing what is. But that ain't you. You don't got to be a slave to your past. You don't got to carry that load no more. You can choose to let it go, trusting God's healing. Letting go don't mean you erase it. It don't mean it didn't hurt. It means you ain't letting it rule you no more. You see the pain, the letdown, the betrayal, but you hand it to God instead of hugging it close. When you cling to negativity, it owns you, it shifts your mood, your energy, your bonds, your peace. But when you release it, when you say, Lord, I ain't carrying this no more, that's when you reclaim your strength. That's when you take back your life in his name. Sometimes the toughest releases people, folks you love, leaned on, walked with, but they don't fit where God's taking you. And it cuts deep. It stings to step away. It hurts to see some ties were just for a season. But keeping somebody around out to habit instead of purpose, that's a slow bleed. Not everybody's built to run your race. Some were lessons, not lifers. Some were teachers, not teammates. And the sooner you see that, the sooner you break free from cycles dragging you back. Cause God prunes for growth. John 15:2. Letting go's a leap of faith, faith that what's coming beats what's gone. Faith that if it left, God had a reason. Faith that even when it don't go your way, it's still his way. But you can't step into his next chapter clutching the last one. You can't spot new doors if you're staring at closed ones. Trust his hand. Trust every loss, every end, every shut page is paving something greater. When you believe that, letting go feels less like losing and more like winning in him. Lots of folks think letting go just happens. Nah, it's a choice, a daily stand to drop what don't lift you, to quit replaying old fights in your head, to stop picking at scars that need his healing, to stop feeding energy to what drains you. It's saying, I'm worth peace, I'm worth joy, I'm worth moving on in God. Every day you've got to stand on that. When bitterness creeps, tell yourself, I'm picking his peace. When anger tempts, say, I'm letting this go for my soul. It ain't one and done, it's a way of living, a mindset on refusing to let anything steal your light. Some of you waiting on sorry to move on. Let me free you. You don't need their words to heal. You don't need their nod to rise. You don't need them to own their wrong for you to walk free. Closure ain't theirs to give, it's yours to build with God. If you're holding out for them to set you loose, you might wait till judgment day. And they're out there unbothered while you're stuck under their shadow. Quit waiting for what might not come. Quit tying your peace to their chains. Choose freedom, choose it now. Cause Jesus broke every chain. Galatians 5:1. End of the day, holding pain don't hit them, it hits you. It keeps you stuck. It poisons your joy. For what? To prove a point? To flex pride? To keep reliving what's done? Letting go ain't for them, it's for you. It's saying your peace outranks your past. Your future's worth more than your grudge. Your energy's too holy to waste on what don't raise you. So drop the load. Shake the chains. Free your spirit. 'Cause the moment you truly let go, that's when you truly start living in His light. Learn to let go of what hurts you. Test's gonna come, fam. Somebody's gonna disrespect you. Somebody's gonna stab your trust. Somebody's gonna try to shrink you, shame you, make you feel less. And right there, you've got to fork, lash out with fury, bitterness, payback, or rise above with God's grace. Be the bigger soul. And listen, being bigger ain't about letting folks stomp you. It ain't about being soft. It ain't about eating disrespect. It's about strength. It's about self-control blessed by the Spirit. It's about knowing, no matter what they do, they don't get to rewrite who God made you. Real power, God's power, lives in holding back. Anybody can snap, anybody can swing, anybody can match dark with dark, that's nothing. But what's hard, what takes real guts, real wisdom, real faith, walking off, letting go, picking peace over petty. 'Cause the second you drop to their level, they've got you. The second they drag you into their mud, they're steering. And you can't let their poison, their smallness, their mess pull you out to God's lane. Guard your energy. Guard your honor. Guard your peace. No matter how hard they push, don't hand them that power. Being bigger means seeing not every fight's worth your sword. Some folks ain't after answers, they're after your fire. They want you mad. They want you wild. They want you off your game. 'Cause when you break, they feel big. They feel ripe. They feel they've won. But when you hold steady, when you stay cool, calm, and collected in Him, that's your victory. That's when you show their words, their shots, their moves can't touch you. You're too locked in, too faithful, too lifted to mess with foolishness. It ain't about proving, it's about protecting what God's building in you. Some of you hauling grudges, gripping anger, looping moments in your head, burning energy on folks who don't even rate a glance. And what's it giving you? Peace? Nah. Joy? Nope. It's giving you stress, sleepless nights, a heavy heart that's holding you back. Let it go, not for them, but for you. When you clutch negativity, you're sipping poison, hoping they choke. They ain't hurting, you are. The only way out is up, rise above with God's help. Some won't ever shift. Some won't ever own their dirt. Some won't ever say sorry. And if you're waiting on that to breathe easy, you might wait forever. You've got to move on without their bow. You've got to be whole without their okay. Being bigger means picking peace even when you're right. It means growing even when they don't earn your grace. It means knowing your tomorrow's too big for their drama, 'cause God's got more for you. Some still sour over stuff years old, still mad, still bitter. And what's it done? Nothing good. Holding the past don't heal, letting go does, with His hand guiding you. Being bigger means answering with grace. It don't mean you take abuse. It don't mean you swallow disrespect. It means you know you're worth enough to walk off. You know your value enough to step out of trash talk, toxic fights, battles that ain't yours. It's wisdom over ego, strength over pride, growth over gripes. Every tick you waste on negativity's a tick you could have built, risen, shined. Every minute mad's a minute you could have been joyful. Life's too short to burn on folks who don't deserve your voice. Some of you facing folks who'd love to see you crash, who get a kick out to your anger, who'd rather you sink than soar. Best payback, winning. Not scrapping, not flexing, not clapping back, just thriving. Showing him no matter what they sling, you're still climbing. You're still shining. You're still rising. 'Cause when you're locked on God's purpose, ain't nothing that can pull you down. You can't control how they treat you. You can't control their mouths. You can't control their moves. But you can control how you answer, and that's your power. That's your strength in Him. That's what splits the stuck from the rising. Don't let small minds drag you into small wars. Don't let petty mess yank you off your mission. Stay high, stay disciplined, stay focused. Be bigger not for them, but for you. Cause when you drop the weight, when you skip the drama, when you pick peace over pride, that's when you win, fam. Train your mind daily for greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, everything we've laid out today boils down to this: you hold the reins. You steer your heart, your mind, your focus, your peace. Ain't nobody taking that unless you let them. This world test you. Folks will try to shake you. Life will sling trials your way. But when you train your mind daily, when you wrap yourself in God's light, when you let go, when you guard your peace, when you lock on His purpose, nothing can break you. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can pull you low. You're built to rise above it all, 'cause He's built you strong. Being bigger don't mean you let folks walk over you. It means you don't let their mess taint your soul. It means you pick strength over snapping. It means you skip fights that ain't worth your fire. Your energy's too precious for small stuff. Your time, your peace, your life too big for drama, noise, and dark. Lift your thoughts. Lift your circle. Lift your spirit. When you do, what used to trip you won't touch you. What used to spark you won't faze you. You'll vibe on a higher level, focused, disciplined, unshaken in Him. Every day's a choice. Let negativity run you or rise above it. Let distractions yank your purpose or stay locked in. Let folks' words and takes sway you or stand firm in who God made you. Choose wise, choose peace, strength, focus, faith, and you're setting up for greatness. You're stepping into a life where nothing steals your joy, where you walk with confidence, with purpose, with God's power. So here's my charge: guard your peace. Train your mind, drop what don't lift you. And never let nobody pull you out to God's lane. You're in control. You're strong. You're unstoppable. Thank you, stay blessed, and keep climbing higher every day. God's got you, fam. Now I've got a call for you straight from the Lord's heart. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." You're special, chosen by God to shine, to lift, to heal. Drop a comment below, share how His peace has held you, how His strength has pulled you through, how you're training your mind to rise. Your story is a spark, light somebody else up, glorify Him, and let's build this family stronger together. You're His masterpiece. Ephesians 2:10, let's hear your shine.